Hello, and thank you for watching. My name is Bradford Roberts, Principal Broker, Founder, and Owner of TR Realty in the Las Vegas area. After watching this video, please be sure to like it as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel. Download the pertinent handouts for this video by clicking the link in the comments below. Now let's get started. I'd like to talk a little bit about TR Realty vendors. So when you're a property manager at TR Realty, we do encourage you to try to use our vendors. Not because we profit from them, but the reason we want you to use our vendors as much as possible is because we have some power, we have some control, right? When a vendor is being used by our team of property managers a lot, then they enjoy that business and they don't want to lose that business. And what I mean by that is I have some power, I have some clout. I'm able to exert our power. If there's ever any kind of a problem, they're going to take it very, very seriously. If we've got 15 property managers using 15 different plumbers, then we just don't have the clout anymore. Now, as a property manager, you cannot use any vendor that is connected to you in any way. Any vendor that would help you or your family or your friends to profit in any way. And you can't benefit, right? There can be no padding your own pocket in any way, whether it's a direct payment, a referral fee, whether it is a vendor going to your house to do something for you for free because you're recommending them. No. Property managers cannot profit or benefit from using a particular vendor in any way. No kickbacks, no extra charges, no way to mark up repairs, okay? You're not a general contractor. You can't do that in any way. We use vendors because they're good, they're reliable, they provide a good value and a good service. That's why we use vendors, not because our property managers can profit from them in any way. It is an absolute mandate at TR Realty that if a property manager uses a vendor, they have to have proper insurance and licenses on file. All right, this is one reason we don't allow owners to do their own repairs on properties. So they have to be licensed, they have to be insured, and the property manager is responsible for providing that proof to the company in the system of the licenses and proper insurance. Now, at TR Realty, we do vendor audits. The truth is that we can't look at every single vendor every single month. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of vendors that we use. So we do random audits, we do spot checking, and if a property manager is ever caught using a vendor that we don't have the license and insurance on file, first of all, that property manager is going to lose that account. I'm going to transfer that to another property manager, which is always my right, by the way. And second, that vendor will never be paid. If that vendor performed work for us without being licensed or insured, if that vendor performed work for us without being properly licensed and insured, we will not pay that vendor ever. So they can't run out tomorrow and get licenses and insurance and then expect us to go ahead and pay them for work that was performed when they were not licensed or insured. They're not going to be paid by TR Realty. And they're going to be on the phone with the property manager pretty pissed off about that. So I highly recommend if you're a property manager, you think about that beforehand and only used properly licensed and insured vendors with licenses and insurance on file. Now, as per the property management agreement, we have the right to perform repairs up to a certain dollar amount. We sometimes refer to that dollar amount as the threshold. So let me make sure that's very clear. The property management agreement gives the property management company, us, the right to perform repairs up to a certain dollar amount without going to the owner for consent. If we had to go to every owner for every little repair that had to be done, we would never get anything done as a company. So that's why there's a threshold dollar amount in the property management agreement under which we have the discretion to perform that repair and charge accordingly without the owner's consent. The exception to that is anything that we deem to be an emergency. The property management agreement gives the property manager sole discretion what constitutes an emergency. Now, we are people before we are property managers, and therefore we have a responsibility to ensure the health, the safety, and the comfort of all of our tenants. So, as an example, if we are renting a property that has 4 bathrooms, and all of a sudden on a Sunday morning, one of those bathrooms doesn't work, I probably can't call that an emergency. There's 3 other working bathrooms in that property. That's probably something that we're going to deal with on Monday. But if we were renting a property that had only 1 bathroom and the bathroom didn't work, I think that's an emergency. That's a health concern, right? So we have the ability at our sole discretion to make a determination what constitutes an emergency. And in the event of an emergency, the property manager has the right to spend any amount of money. Okay? We do not have to go to the owner and ask for permission. Now, we've seen cases where it's, July 4th weekend, and there's a couple of babies in a house. It's 115 degrees outside. The air conditioner breaks, and the owner doesn't want us to fix it because it's going to cost extra money on a holiday weekend to get service. Well, you know what? We're not going to listen to the owner. We've got people. Would you want to live in a house with no air conditioning when it's 115 degrees? People can die. Babies, older people can die under those conditions. And that's why the property management agreement has that emergency carve out for us, that if we deem an emergency exists, we have the right to perform any repair without the owner's consent. In fact, we even have the right to put a tenant into a hotel. We don't need the owner's consent for that either. If an emergency exists, if there's a risk to someone's health or safety, we have the right to do those things without consent. Now, at TR Realty, we also have a check card, like a debit card that the property managers can use. We don't have a credit card because credit cards could trigger commingling, which is against the law and just wrong. So that's why we don't have a credit card for those purposes. So there has to be funds on account. The check card is for emergencies only. It's 3:30 in the morning. Some rowdy threw a brick through someone's front window. It's 20 degrees outside. We've got to get that window boarded up immediately for the health and safety of the occupants, and the company that's going to board up that window is demanding payment before they perform the service in the middle of the night. Well, obviously we can't cut them a check at 3:30 in the morning, right? So that's why we have that check card for true emergencies only, and the use of the check card does require my consent at TR Realty. So as I've already intimated here, for us to perform a repair, there has to be enough money on file. We can't commingle, which is why we don't have the credit card. And if we don't have enough money on file, the owner has to fund their reserves. And that goes back to the technology, that goes back to the PropertyWare program we talked about, that an owner can go online from anywhere in the world 24 hours a day, and they can send us money immediately. And as a backup plan, if that doesn't work, we can always facilitate for the owner to pay a vendor directly. So an owner can get on the phone, with a credit card number or that sort of thing. They can work out payments directly with a vendor in the case of emergency. And folks, when it comes to any major repair, a major repair is defined as one that is above the threshold. In other words, we would have to go to the owner and ask for approval to perform that repair because it is over the allowable amount in the property management agreement. So when it comes to a major repair, it is highly advised, whenever possible, it's not always possible, it is highly advised that the property manager get at least 3 estimates. So now we're talking about a situation where there's a significant amount of money involved in a non-emergency situation. We want to try to get at least 3 estimates so we can provide evidence to the property owner that we're doing everything we can to spend as little of their money as possible and still get that repair performed. I would like to thank you for watching this video. I hope it was informative for you. If you are licensed with another brokerage in Southern Nevada and would like to talk with me, please text me or visit our website. See you next time.